Good afternoon, and welcome to the State Theater for the Mason Gross School of the Arts Commencement Convocation 2023! Please take a moment, look around for your nearest exit. Please turn off all cell phones and other electronic devices. You are welcome to take photographs, however, we ask that you remain in your seat when doing so. Please do not stand in the aisle since you will obstruct the views of other patrons. Family and friends, if you're able, we ask you to stand and greet the class of 2023.
It's so great to see everybody here. Please be seated. You know, when I came in and I heard all of this screaming, I thought to myself, boy, I have never seen the students that excited to see their dean. And then I remembered, oh yeah, I'm walking in front of Kevin Chamberlain. So I did it. Distinguished faculty and staff, Chancellor Provost Conway, members of the Board of Trustees, family and friends, and most of all, graduates, welcome. Welcome to the 2023 Mason Gross School of the Arts Commencement Ceremony. You know, in recent weeks, I've been thinking about the journey of the class of 2023. And it's remarkable to consider how much the world has changed in the relatively short time since most of you began life at Rutgers all the way back in the year 1 BC, which is before COVID. And yes, I realize that we have master's students who have taken less than 4 years, doctoral students who have taken more, and then we also have several super seniors on the 5-year plan. Otherwise known as the convince your parents to pay for 1 more year of art school plan. But the vast majority of you graduating today began your studies back in the fall of 2019, which means that you had your first year of college as you knew it come to a screeching halt right after spring break. In other words, just as you were starting to get the hang of this college thing, ready to end the year on a high note, come back and strut your stuff a little bit, instead, you're told to pack your bags, go home, and then spend all of your second year taking classes remotely from your childhood bedroom. All of the work and none of the fun, right? And as I thought about this, it occurred to me that your experience was in many ways overshadowed by those first-year students for whom everyone felt so badly because they had to begin college remotely and never even got a sense of what it was like to be on campus. And you were likewise overshadowed by the graduating students that year for whom everyone felt so badly because they were missing out on all of those culminating rituals like senior week and commencement and so on. So basically, you're the middle children of the COVID disruption era. But you know what? Not today. Because today is all about you. Today, we're going to celebrate your achievements and give you lots of love before we send you out into the cold, harsh world. Commencement, of course, is a time when we not only reflect back on the road that has led us here, but also a time during which we look forward with optimism and hope for the future, inspired by the wisdom and insight shared by those who gather alongside us and draw from their experience to help you envision what the path forward might look like. And in this sense, we're especially fortunate to have with us the leader of Rutgers, New Brunswick, Chancellor Provost Francine Conway, an internationally recognized child psychologist and former dean of Rutgers Graduate School of Applied and Professional Psychology. Dr. Conway is a dynamic and visionary leader who is challenging Rutgers, New Brunswick to think in bold and creative ways about the future of education on this campus and about supporting student success. And we are thrilled that she's here with us to offer some congratulatory remarks to the Mason Gross Class of 2023. Please join me in welcoming to the podium Chancellor Provost Francine Conway.
Thank you, Dean Gary, and thank you to all of you for such a warm welcome. I'd like to acknowledge and bring greetings to the Rutgers Board of Trustee members who are seated behind me. Thank you for being here. Your support is really important to us. And to our Mason Gross Associate Deans, Department Chairs, and Directors. To our honored guests, who I am personally excited to meet and be close to. I've only seen them on TV, as many of us have, but I'm starstruck, so welcome and thank you for being here. But most of all, I am proud to welcome our brilliant and talented Mason Gross School of the Arts graduates and their guests and their families. Congratulations. So this ceremony is for you and all that you've accomplished as members of this astonishing, innovative, and engaged community. Society relies on its artists to give voice and shape to the things within us, our emotions, our ideas, expressions, both beautiful and traumatic, that have no easy way of being expressed. We rely on you to inspire us, to help us find meaning, to face injustice, and to imagine something better. Here at Mason Gross, you have nourished your capacities for curiosity, skill, critical thought, innovation in rigorous, challenging, and inspiring scholarly environment. And in so doing, you have enhanced the vibrant life of our campus community and have made yourselves an indelible part of the Rutgers story, a living history that is more than 2.5 centuries old and will continue to endure. Let's take a moment to remember your village, the loving system that supported you throughout this journey. I refer, of course, to the parents and loved ones who've helped foster your success. Let's give them a round. Prepare to step in a much larger world of new accomplishments and responsibilities, I'd like to offer briefly some inspiration. Here's a list I call 4 lessons from an athlete, scientist, activist, and artist. First, the athlete, Venus Williams, one of the all-time great tennis players, said, and I quote, "I don't focus on what I'm up against. I focus on my goals, and I try to ignore the rest." The meaning is simple. Turn your goals into a clear action plan so you will not lose track of them. Write them down, prioritize them, create a timeline for achieving them. Next, the scientist, Charles Darwin, he said, "It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the ones most responsive to change." I believe that is the definition of this class. The past few years have presented you with disruptions, the new horizons of technology and ChatGPT, and your generation has had to adapt. As you remain flexible in this changing world, please hold on to the core values that define who you are as you represent the best of our society. Third, the activist, Clara Barton, a Civil War nurse, civil rights worker, and humanitarian who founded the American Red Cross. And she said, "I have an almost complete disregard for precedent and a faith in the possibility of something better. It irritates me to be told how things have always been done. I defy the tyranny of precedent. I go for anything new that might improve the past. There are things in this world that cry out for change. Injustice, the degradation of our environment, wasted potential. Find the things that you want to change and change them." And lastly, the artist, Isamu Noguchi, the sculptor, landscape artist, and designer whose work can be found around the world. And he said, "I'm not an artist in the sense that I approach my work as a profession. I'm a self-employed worker, dedicated to his labor, applying my energies to the task in the same way as a blacksmith or a stonecutter." Noguchi accomplished so much because he kept himself disciplined. Rather than simply waiting to be inspired, he developed a habit of dedication, diligent work, and perseverance. Dear students, I am so impressed by everything you have accomplished. And it is breathtaking to consider what you will do in the coming years. You are now joining the ranks of over 600,000 Rutgers alumni who are making a difference across the nation and the world. Someday, perhaps someone like me will be quoting you and citing your success story on a stage like this one. Thank you for choosing Rutgers as your academic home, and thank you for choosing to make an impact on our community. Your work enriches us all. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chancellor Provost Convocation. At this point, I want to take a few moments to offer some thoughts about the significance of this milestone and about the responsibilities that you have as you go forth into the world as graduates of Mason Gross School of the Arts. But before we look forward, I want to cast a glance backward and remind you that by virtue of sitting here today, you owe a debt of gratitude to those who have helped you along the way, whether financially, emotionally, or academically. And in so doing, have ensured that you were finally able to cross the finish line. It might have been that professor or staff member who went the extra mile when you were struggling, your partner, your parents, or another family member who held you up when you thought for sure you were going to fall. Or maybe even that uncle who drinks just a little bit too much at Thanksgiving and wondered aloud what in the world you were going to do with a degree in the arts, but who's lent support in his own special way. Or more likely, some combination of the above. Whoever it was for you, let's take a moment collectively to show our gratitude and express our deep, sincere, and abiding appreciation. And that question of what comes next, what will you do with your degree in the arts, is one that I'd also like to address this afternoon. Some of you I know already have your next steps mapped out: a steady teaching position, that long-awaited industry job, or a round of auditions meant to launch your professional career. Others of you haven't yet answered that question, what's next for me, and may be feeling a little anxious. And to you I would say, it's way too early to despair. Wait until tomorrow, when all of this is over, and reality sets in. Then you can panic. In all seriousness, though, when I look out at the world and see the division, conflict, and loneliness that surrounds us, I see a world that's crying out for the arts and for everything that you have to offer. That's the challenge for you to consider as you leave Mason Gross. How are you going to build the powerful tools that you have at your disposal to help solve the many problems that we face as a society? So often we're plagued by an inability to recognize, let alone acknowledge, each other's humanity. This is especially true when it comes to demonizing the other. And here in the US, this is playing out along increasingly stark political divides that impede civil discourse and stand in the way of folks coming together to tackle challenging social and economic problems. Or consider the irony that despite technology that allows us to connect with individuals around the globe instantaneously, as a nation, we're lonelier now than we've ever been. And I contend that the reason for this is that while through Snap or Insta or whatever the latest app is, you might be connecting in a literal sense, you're not connecting in a manner that's deeply human. And that, my friends, is where you have the potential to be transformative. Because the arts connect in a way that reminds us what it means to truly be human. To love, to yearn, to grieve, to feel joy, to feel pain, and perhaps most important of all, to feel empathy, to get some inkling of what it's like to experience life from someone else's vantage point. And empathy is that crucial ingredient that we need more of in the world today. Now look, I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know. I'm just here to remind you, to spell out just how powerful, how meaningful, and how necessary what you do is. And the reason I know you know this intuitively is because I've seen your work. I've seen the joy that it brings. I've seen the hard questions that your art and your scholarship pose, and the sometimes uncomfortable answers that emerge. And I've seen the way in which your work challenges, reframes, or completely upends received narratives as it seeks to put forth new ones that call on all of us to be more self-aware of our place in the world, to be more inclusive in our outlook, and to be more understanding of those with whom we may disagree. Unless you doubt what I'm saying, I want to leave you with an example of the impact that the work of one of our graduating seniors has had on those who've witnessed it. Over the last few years, art and design student Tahila McLeod has been building relationships with, and then sketching and painting, members of the homeless community who live around the train station here in downtown New Brunswick. Whereas many people ignore or go out of their way to avoid these folks, Tahila has embraced them, looking past the homeless label that we tend to see first, and instead acknowledging the humanity that resides within each of these individuals. An act of empathy that resonates all the more powerfully following the recent killing of Jordan Healy on the New York subway a little more than a week ago. The paintings that emerged from these relationships speak to us precisely because of the humanity and spirit that they exude, including the painting that currently hangs in my office of a man who goes by the name Pumpkin. Wanting to learn firsthand more about the impact of Tahila's work, I walked over to the train station one recent afternoon and talked with Pumpkin, who lit up when I mentioned Tahila and described her as the most beautiful person in the entire world. When I asked him how he felt about being painted, he answered, immortalized, adding that he felt like the work had captured the real him. He also shared with me that Tahila has no idea how many people in that community she has inspired to change some aspect of their lives for the better, including him. And he also pointed out how my seeing the painting of him every day had led me to seek him out, asking if, after our roughly 30-minute conversation, I felt like the painting had adequately captured who he is, and whether I now had some additional insight into the real Pumpkin. And indeed, I did. Now, this is just one example of the countless stories that I could tell about the impact of your work, both individually and collectively. And I think it's a powerful demonstration of how the arts can bring us together to remind us that in spite of all of our apparent differences, there's ultimately so much more that we share in common, if only we take the time to look. That's what the arts can help us do. And that's why the world so desperately needs your art, your scholarship, your creativity, your passion. So ask yourself, how will I use this powerful tool at my disposal? How will I harness my creativity and knowledge to make a positive impact on the world around me? Whether the impact you seek is on the world stage or down the street. Never forget your responsibility to be artist citizens who are engaged socially and who recognize the transformative role of the arts. And remember, too, that the future of the arts and the extent to which they shape our world will be determined by the stories you tell, the communities you engage, and the change that you inspire. While the challenges may be great, the opportunities are even greater. And I'm confident that you possess the talent and the vision to bring healing and reconciliation to a world that so desperately needs it. So go forth and embrace the future with passion and with purpose. And congratulations, Mason Gross, class of 2023. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce a student from the graduating class who has been chosen to represent the class of 2023 and to deliver an address to her fellow graduates. Devonna Brockman is a fourth-year student receiving her BFA in digital filmmaking. Originally from Kansas City, Kansas, she came to Mason Gross as a transfer student in pursuit of becoming a filmmaker, and here found a sense of belonging. In her 3 years at Rutgers, Devonna has worked on 23 short films, including her most recent, Tristan, which featured an all-black cast and crew. At Rutgers, Devonna also explored other interests, singing in university choir, excelling in acting and visual arts classes, and creating ceramic works of art. Devonna was also on the executive board of BIPOC at MGSA, where she served as event director. And she managed to accomplish all of this while also managing her sickle cell disease, which causes frequent hospitalizations. I should also note that she's the first filmmaking student to be so honored. After graduation, Devonna hopes to create space for minority groups while pursuing a career in the New York film industry. Please welcome your Mason Gross Class of 2023 student speaker, Devonna Brockman.
Hello, my fellow artists. I am so honored to be up here speaking to everyone on behalf of our incredibly talented class of 2023. Being here surrounded by family and friends as our time at Mason Gross and our college careers come to a close, I can't help but to reflect on the beginning of it all. I'd like to read a poem that I wrote 4 years ago, which I submitted as a part of my application into our art school, titled, I Am Art. I do art. I do it because I know nothing else. It's instinct. It comes to me unexpectedly when it can't find words. It needs me to show off its beauty, express its significance, give it life. I feel art. I feel it intravenously. It awakens my senses. My eyes glisten at the sight of it. My ears become receptive to the sounds. My mouth waters with the urge to share it. My nose takes in every smell it releases. My hands gifted with the skill to create it. I am art. A masterpiece made fearfully, wonderfully. No man can touch or destroy me, for I speak for myself. I am that much must be interpreted. I require thought to be understood. I do, I feel, I am art. I think all of us students can relate to that poem. 4 years ago, we were all just aspiring artists, searching for a place to do what we love, looking for somewhere our relationship with art could thrive, and we found that right here at Mason Gross School of the Arts. This place allowed us to find our artistic voices. We were given the freedom to be the artist we dreamed of being. I want to give a quick shout out to our awesome staff and our amazing faculty who supported us along the way. To the ones who gave us the praise that we wanted to hear and the critiques that we definitely didn't want to hear but still needed to, shout out to you guys. And to our peers for supporting each other, reviewing each other's work, and getting those participation points in during class critiques. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Shout out to us. To the music makers. To the theater majors. To the visual artists. To the designers. To the dancers. And to the filmmakers. Here is to the Black, Indigenous, and artists of color. To the LGBTQIA+ artists. To the artists with chronic illnesses and disabilities. Here is to the women artists in male-dominated fields. And to the male artists in women-dominated fields. Here is to those who are the only artists in their families. To the artists who weren't supported by their families. To the first-generation artists. Here's to the artists who were doubted, the artists who lost hope, the artists who struggled. Here is to all of us artists here today. We are all destined for greatness because we continue to answer when art calls. We continue to create through any circumstance. We continue the legacy that is art. No matter where we've come from, no matter where we're going, we will always have art. Art is what we do. Art is what we feel. And we're here because we have all created masterpieces that we should be proud of. But today, let's celebrate the greatest masterpiece of all, us. We are art. Congratulations, Mason Gross Class of 2023. We made it.
Thank you, Devon. That was wonderful. Kevin Chamberlain. Oh, you know him. Raised in Morristown, New Jersey. Morristown too. Earned his Bachelor of Fine Arts in 1985 in acting from none other than Mason Gross School of the Arts. Since then, he has gone on to have a prolific career in Hollywood and on Broadway that includes multiple Drama Desk and Tony Award nominations, including for his portrayal of Uncle Fester in The Addams Family, as well as for playing Horton the Elephant and Seussical, for which he also received a Grammy nomination. Other Broadway credits include Chicago, a 2007 revival of Terrence McNally's The Ritz, and playing the Wizard in Wicked. Kevin can also be seen on television and on film, with credits that include such films as Die Hard with a Vengeance, The Road to Perdition, and The Prom, with Meryl Streep, Nicole Kidman, and James Corden. TikTok users may recognize Kevin from that social media platform, where he has amassed over, now here it says 10 million, but he told me today it's over 10.1 million followers. And after today, I expect it to be 10.2. His award-winning videos include, among others, Anyone Can Cook, from Ratatouille the TikTok musical, the first online crowdsourced musical, which raised over $2 million for the Actors Fund during the pandemic. The multi-talented Kevin also sings, and in 2013, he fulfilled a lifelong dream when he made his Carnegie Hall debut, singing with the New York Pops Symphony Orchestra. Now, Kevin also has many TV credits to his name. And I'm betting, in fact I know, that most of you graduates will recognize him as the lovable butler, Bertram. So, with that, for those of you who've been living under a rock, by the way, that is Disney Channel's long-running hit sitcom, Jessie. And by the way, I'm also a fan, thanks to my 14-year-old son. But now, please join me in giving a warm welcome home to one of our esteemed graduates and one of your fellow alumni, Kevin Chamberlain.
More than generous, really. Let me see a show of hands. Who knows who Mason Gross was? Yeah, so in preparing my speech for you today, I decided to look up who Mason Gross was. Funny, it never occurred to me to do that when I was here for 4 years. But then again, it wasn't easy, you know, I didn't have Google back then. I would have actually had to go to the library. The library, it's so fun. For those of you who don't know, that's Bertram's catchphrase. So in my Google search, I learned that Mason Gross was the president of Rutgers for 16, he was the 16th president. He was president from 59 to 71. And strangely enough, in the early 1950s, he was known as a top-notch panelist on TV quiz shows. Yeah, including Think Fast and Two for the Money. Yeah, who knew? Well, we all know now. And we're better for it. Use that information however you see fit. Now, I have very little memory of my commencement ceremony back in 1985. I certainly don't remember who spoke. Marshall, do you? I just remember that I couldn't wait to pack my bags and get out of New Brunswick and move to New York, where I could start my career. So, no, I couldn't afford New York, so I moved to Jersey City. As did all of my other classmates. We literally all lived within 3 blocks of each other in Jersey City. Now, I knew I had to get a day job quickly. Something that would give me quick cash, but also keep me free to audition and do readings and workshops and stuff. And I delivered fancy sandwiches to yuppies at Goldman Sachs. I was a telex operator at the World Trade Center. And I was the coat check guy at a huge disco called The Saint. But nothing could have prepared me for my first real acting job out of school, and that was being the miracle on 34th Street playing Santa Claus at Macy's department store. And this brings me to my first of 7 pieces of advice that I learned not at college, but in real life. And I'm going to impart those to you today. Number 1, be available for the unexpected. After an intense 2-week training course at Macy's, my first day of work finally arrived, and I'm led to the Santa throne, and I prepared myself to meet my first child. Now, little Amy walks into Santa's house, and much to my surprise, she is completely struck with this palpable wave of terror, joy, and awe. And I'm all 22 years old, fresh out of Rutgers, and I am suddenly thrust into this incredibly uncomfortable improv situation with a 6-year-old. The amount of power that she's giving me is immediately making me tense. She's deifying me. And what's worse, I've completely forgotten how to act. I'm not on stage or in an acting class. This is real life. Yet I'm playing a fictional character, but my scene partner is a real person in the real world who thinks I am real. No class could have prepared me for that. I remember the sweat dripping down my face through my beard as I muttered something that resembled, "What do you want to be for Christmas?" I completely ruined Amy's first visit to Santa. But something kicked in that day. And I remembered Sanford Meisner's brilliant definition of acting, which I'm sure you all know. Acting is being truthful under imaginary circumstances. I embraced that imaginary character of Santa Claus, and I made myself available for the unexpected. And for the rest of the Christmas season, I remembered to just talk and listen to the kids. And I ended up having a blast. And here's a little secret. If you ever play Santa, put a little peppermint candy in your mouth, and then when you talk to the kids on your lap, your breath will smell like Christmas. It works. I found so much joy playing Santa Claus, and that brings me to number 2, find the joy. And the dean just said this in his speech too. When I first started auditioning, I hated it. I wasn't having fun, my nerves were getting the best of me, and my auditions were completely joyless. I remember running into a fellow character actor, a guy named Richard Kind. Some of you might know him. He gave me the best advice. He said, love to audition. And this rule applies to any artist, a job interview, a dance audition, a music audition. Say to yourself, this is what I get to do today. Truly believe that you are the right person for the job. Part of finding that joy for me was not giving so much power to the people behind the table. When you walk into that room, try to remember that they want you to be good. All they're thinking is, please God, let this person be so brilliant that they make us rich. Go into that room thinking, relax, I got your back. Your worries are over. Look no further. Which brings me to number 3, be savvy. Now, the savviest artists that I've met are really good at reading a room. They're shrewd and they're astute. Be empathetic. Another thing that the dean talked about, empathy. Be empathetic to the rest of the people in the room, and they will be empathetic to you. Ultimately, it's not about your resume, or your performance, or your painting, or your sculpture, or your dance. It's about you. You are the commodity. You are selling you. And if you can be savvy and get into the head of the buyer, you're at a huge advantage. Here's an example. I walked into an audition room and noticed that everyone behind the table looked cranky and tired. It was obvious to me that they hadn't found what they were looking for. So, just before my audition, I just spoke up and I said, before I do my reading here, is there anything you're specifically looking for that you haven't seen yet? And they all looked at each other, and the director said, you know what? Yes. Show us a little vulnerability. We haven't seen that all day. So I gave them some vulnerability. And guess who got the role? Not me. But they did give me another role in the movie. So, if you ask questions, you gain knowledge. And knowledge is power. Which brings me to number 4. Knowledge is power. Start your research before you enter the room. It'll inform the material that you use for your audition or your interview. It'll inform the style that you audition in, the velocity you attack the material with. Is it less or more, or is it more, or more is more? Is it Philip Glass, or is it Disney Channel? Right? Learn everything you can about the playwright, the screenwriter, the composer, the artistic director, the gallery curator, or whoever you're interviewing with. Knowledge is power. Number 5, embrace your quirks. Now, sometimes the thing that you hate about yourself is your best commodity. I was always a chubby kid, and I wasted so much time hating who I was. During my Mason Gross years, I learned that my weight made me a unique commodity. My teachers would always say, you're gonna work so much when you're older. And I was so envious of all my classmates who were getting big jobs right out of school. But I had to wait. Everyone has their own journey. This is one of the hardest lessons to learn. I still struggle with it to this day. But you never know why someone else gets a job. It could be the color of their hair. It could be that they have hair. The best thing you can do is surround yourself with positive and supporting friends. Look to your left right now. Look at the person to your right. Those are the people that are going to have your back, right? These are the people who will have your back. They will cheer your first triumph, and more importantly, they're going to comfort you when things aren't going so well. Lift up and support each other as you head out into that jungle. And most importantly, and here's number 6, I'm almost to number 7. Number 6, and Dean, you said this one too, go the extra mile. Go the extra mile. This was my dad's, oh no. This is what my dad taught me. He said, the secret to successful people is that they go the extra mile. Most people give 75 or 80%. Be the one that gives 110%. And they'll always remember you. Go out on a limb and do a weird low-paying job because 9 times out of 10, it'll pay off in the long run in a way you never saw coming. And if you find that it's not something you're able to bring anything to, you can always use my last piece of advice. Number 7, the law of 2 feet. If you find yourself in a situation where you're not learning and you're not contributing, it's your responsibility to use your 2 feet to find a place where your participation will be more useful and meaningful. Unhappy people are unproductive people. Look, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to get fired. You're going to sleep with the wrong people. Trust me, you will. If you haven't already. But that's going to make you a better artist. And a better person. Trust me, it will. You learn so much more about yourself as an artist from your failures. I was on the Disney Channel, you might have heard of it, and I was on Jessie for 4 years, and one day I found myself on this set, looking at this 10-year-old co-star, you know who she is, thinking, wow, I have a Bachelor of Arts from Rutgers University, a Bachelor of Fine Arts in acting, and I'm standing next to a child who is doing the exact same thing that I'm doing, being truthful under imaginary circumstances. And she's probably making more than me to boot. What other art form exists where a child can do exactly what you're doing? It's a brutal realization. But then I thought about it. There was something that separated me from that 10-year-old. Experience, street smarts, being savvy, power of knowledge, my confidence in my abilities, and joy. Plus, I have a BFA from a school named after a quiz show celebrity from the 1950s. That BFA set me up pretty well. And it set me up with the tools I needed to head out into this wild, scary, maddening, rewarding, wonderful world of the arts. It's a troubled world out there, and it needs you. It's waiting for artists like you to make it better. Show the world what you have to give. Because all I know for certain is that there's a blank page, a white canvas, an empty stage, waiting for you to fill it. So many possibilities. I can't wait to see what you have in store for us. Congratulations.
Thank you, Kevin, for those inspiring words. Come on, one more time. Give it up for Kevin Chamberlain. Recognizing the crucial role that faculty play in shaping our graduates, we take a few minutes during this ceremony to acknowledge those members of our full-time faculty who are retiring from Mason Gross. And this year we celebrate 2 such faculty members. Dr. Douglas Lundeen, if you're here, please stand while I read this citation. Dr. Douglas Lundeen is retiring after 25 years as a member of the music faculty. He came to Rutgers in 1998 as a distinguished historical performer on natural horn and played principal horn with period instrument orchestras in New York City, Boston, Chicago, San Francisco, Philadelphia, Vancouver, and Washington, D.C. Having studied to be an operatic tenor with singers from the Metropolitan Opera, Doug has advocated for a vocal approach to the horn. He's been a recitalist and master clinician at symposia of the International Horn Society, toured internationally with grassroots trio featuring both his instrumental and vocal talents, and was principal horn of the Princeton Symphony Orchestra. He has recordings on the Sony, Newport Classics, Musical Heritage Society, and Centaur labels, and a lauded French recital CD on the antique Selmer piston valve horn. He brought talented undergraduate and graduate horn students to Rutgers, always encouraging their individuality. His legacy continues through the careers of his successful students teaching in universities and performing with top ensembles in the New York area and beyond. Congratulations, Dr. Douglas. Distinguished Professor Dr. Patrick Gardner. Dr. Gardner is retiring from Rutgers after serving as Director of Choral Activities for 30 years. During his time at Rutgers, Dr. Gardner has significantly raised the profile of the choral area while conducting the Kirkpatrick Choir, the Glee Club, and overseeing the graduate conducting program. Among Dr. Gardner's numerous professional accomplishments are performances of his choruses with the Mark Morris Dance Group and preparation of his choruses for the London Symphony, the Philadelphia Orchestra, and the Mostly Mozart Festival Orchestra. He has premiered works by Pulitzer Prize winners John Luther Adams, Jennifer Higdon, and William Bolcom. Dr. Gardner has led his choruses to highly regarded performances at notable national and international venues, including last month's performance by the Kirkpatrick Choir, Glee Club, and Riverside Choral Society at Carnegie Hall. The American Choral Directors Association has regularly selected both the Kirkpatrick Choir and the Glee Club to perform at their regional and national conferences. Additionally, Dr. Gardner's graduate students have received prestigious teaching appointments at universities around the country. In recognition of his tremendous service to Rutgers, last month, Dr. Gardner was designated a loyal son of Rutgers by the Rutgers Alumni Association. Congratulations, Pat. At this time, I'm pleased to announce the departmental awards, which will be given by the department chairs and directors. They will be assisted by Annabelle Liu, Associate Dean for Finance and Administration at Mason Gross. The Department of Art and Design awards will be presented by Mark Handelman, Chair of the department. Mark.
Hi, everybody. The Department of Art and Design recognizes the following awards. The Brevero Photography Prize for Excellence in Photography goes to Christopher DiMartino. The Giza Daniels and Dacia Award for Outstanding Performance in Art and Design goes to Haley Scalings. James O. Dumont Travel Award for Artistic Integrity in Art and Design goes to Halia Sefat. The Mabet Prize for Special Recognition in Visual Arts Thesis goes to Anna Marzidi. And Zahila McLeod. Laurie Spitz Prize for Special Recognition in Thesis Design goes to our undergraduate recipients. Come on up. Jason Knight. Sakina Pervez. Nadia Rahim. And graduate recipient Ryan Liebenthal. The Techne Award for Outstanding Graduate Accomplishment in Design goes to Senaz Fezi. The John I. Bettenbender Memorial Performance Award for Outstanding Graduate Artistic Achievement goes to Nora Nurmile. And last, the Art and Design Award for Artistic Accomplishment in Art and Design goes to our undergraduate recipient, Joey Johnson. And our graduate recipient, Deborah Cartwright.
Thank you, Professor Handelman. The Department of Dance Awards will be presented by Gerald Cassell, Chair of the Department. The
Department of Dance recognizes the following two students, awardees of the Marjorie J. Turner Choreography Prize for a work of exceptional group choreography. Please come up, Leah Bartko and Sydney Marsh.
Thank you. The Filmmaking Program Awards will be presented by Patrick Stettner, chair of the program.
The Rutgers Filmmaking Center recognizes the following award. The Rutgers Filmmaking Center Prize for overall excellence in filmmaking goes to Alex Almiron. And Margot Maxwell.
The Department of Music Awards will be presented by Stephen Kemper, director of the department.
The Department of Music recognizes the following awards. The Irene Alm Memorial Prize for a graduating doctoral student for excellence in performance and scholarly research goes to Stephanie Tubioli. Humphrey Memorial Prize for a student particularly in piano or organ for outstanding work in accompanying goes to Kenneth Tam. The Michael Faraday Memorial Award for an outstanding vocalist or accompanist goes to Carl Muller. The Ethel Gloria Kinney Memorial Prize for academic excellence and artistic accomplishment in jazz studies goes to Eric McPherson. The Elizabeth Wyckoff Durham Award for academic distinction and excellence in organ or piano performance goes to Georgia Wong. Award in Music for excellence in performance on a string instrument goes to Kira Harris. The Music Department Award for excellence in performance goes to our undergraduate recipient, Anita Gosvetska, and our graduate recipient, Nadine Silverman.
And finally, please welcome to the stage Professor Alan Bredehoft, who will present the Theater Department Awards and is chair of the department.
The Department of Theater recognizes the following awards. The Dr. Jaroslav and Grace Susan Burian Prize for graduating theater student with the highest GPA goes to Marissa Lemberg. The Theater Department Award for Outstanding Artistic Collaboration goes to Marcus Raymer. those who embody service, citizenship, and community goes to Molly Hare.
The school-wide Scott Cajanella Memorial Prize will be presented by Lisa Sananjules, Assistant Dean for Advising and Student Success. Dean Sananjules.
This award goes to Molly Weidmeier. Molly is a dancer, choreographer, and dance educator from Metuchen, New Jersey. They are receiving their BFA in dance from Rutgers University and are continuing their studies in dance education EDM program. While at Rutgers, they also participate in arts administration and leadership. They serve as the president of the Mason Gross Student Government Association. In that role, Weidmeier organizes and plans events for students of all arts disciplines and acts as a connection between the student body and school leadership. Weidmeier also served as student representative for the American Collegiate Dance Association Northeast Conference. In that role, they helped organize and coordinate meetings and events for students before, at, and after the conference. They hope to continue exploring and expanding all aspects of their involvement and existence within the arts as they begin their journey in the professional field. Congratulations.
Jealous that I didn't get to present any awards, so we're going to change that now. Now, last year we introduced a new award, and it gives me great pleasure to announce that the Mason Gross Inclusive Community Award, which is presented to a member of our faculty or staff who has fostered a diverse, inclusive, and equitable environment at Mason Gross, goes this year to Professor Mark Handelman. Mark has worked tirelessly to effect real structural change, creating handbooks for inclusive course design and hiring, allocating funds for diversity and community engagement initiatives in the department budget, and building, literally building with his own hands, spaces of inclusion, such as a lounge and a meditation room in the Civic Square building. Yet, these structural changes have in no way detracted from the individual care and attention that Mark pays to each one of his colleagues and students, and he has been an excellent chair for the past 4 years. Please join me in thanking and congratulating him. Now there's one additional school-wide prize, and that's the Mason Gross Commencement Convocation Mortarboard Contest Award. Now, as a school sensitive to the nuances of art, we have 2 prizes. One for the best minimalist presentation, and one for the best maximalist presentation. By the way, I was at another ceremony recently, I won't say which one, and another faculty member sitting next to me said, "Well, no one's decorated their mortarboards." I said, "You want to see decorated mortarboards? Come to Mason Gross Commencement." So now, I ask our incorruptible and unbiased judge, Professor Mark McKnight of the Art and Design Department, to present to me the sealed envelope containing the names of this year's winners. Once announced, winners please stand in place and display your mortarboards. Right? And there should also be photos on the screen. So, can I get a drum roll, please? The winner of the Minimalist Prize for 2023 is Max Engelman. Marcus Raymer. Congratulations to you both. And now, it's my great pleasure to recognize the recipients of the Bachelor of Arts degrees from the class of 2023. Joining us to read the names is Professor Marshall Jones, head of the BA program in theater and Associate Dean for Equity at Mason Gross.
The following students are receiving Bachelor of Arts in Art. Rachel Eisenberg. Max Engelman, summa cum laude. Shayna Elizabeth Fogarty. The following students are receiving Bachelor of Arts in Dance. Kayla Deanne Saez. Bethany Brooks, cum laude. The following students are receiving Bachelor of Arts in Music. Kevin Clark, cum laude. Caleb Joseph Schneider, summa cum laude. The following students are receiving Bachelor of Arts in Theater. Fabia Salman, summa cum laude. Alyssa Scott.
And now, we'll recognize the recipients of the Bachelor of Fine Arts and Bachelor of Music degrees from the class of 2023, whose names will be read by Dean San Jules.
The following students will have the Bachelor in Fine Arts and Visual Arts or Design. Teresa Maria Calabro. Megan Elizabeth Power, summa cum laude. Morgan Robinson, summa cum laude. Claire Cook Malley, magna cum laude. Anastasia Kojavas, summa cum laude, honors college. Caroline Nodell, cum laude. Lindsay Veronica Carava, cum laude. Rakeem Rakhimov, magna cum laude. Casey Jordan Letelier. Pamela Batam Young, summa cum laude. Hallie Jean McNabb, summa cum laude. Sophia Venturi. Aliyah A. Bollard, magna cum laude. Matthew Alexander Bailey, magna cum laude. Shafale Sahai, magna cum laude. Daniel Choi, summa cum laude. Sarah Elizabeth Brown, summa cum laude. Andrea Elizabeth Barwick, magna cum laude. Paris Christine Yee, summa cum laude. Monica Gusal, cum laude. Jasmine Ashley Young, summa cum laude. Liana Stella Pardaras, magna cum laude. Carmina Tedros, summa cum laude. Yvette Anning, magna cum laude. Doris Doku, magna cum laude. Rakeem A. Shabazz. Anastasia Takacheva. Amaris Christine Brown, magna cum laude. Justin Yu, summa cum laude. Julia Joanna Novak, summa cum laude, honors college. Emma Lee Brogy, summa cum laude, honors college. Geneva Lucille Griffith Lawson, summa cum laude, honors college. Kayla Rose Stevens, cum laude. Joy Celia Johnson, summa cum laude, honors college. Tequila McLeod, summa cum laude. Sean David Zukowski, summa cum laude. Haley Elizabeth Skland, summa cum laude. Christopher Gerard DiMartino, magna cum laude. Helia Sabat, magna cum laude. Anna Victoria Marazzini, cum laude. Jason W. Knight, cum laude. Nadia Rahim, cum laude. Sakina Pervez, magna cum laude. Abigail Joy Keene, summa cum laude, honors college. Priya Elizabeth Neal, magna cum laude, honors college. summa cum laude. Serafina Cortez Kennedy, summa cum laude. Ryan Christopher Vogan, magna cum laude. Jillian Page Q-City. Carl John Vinsky Jr., cum laude. Adrian Y. Chan, summa cum laude. Hannah R. Martins, summa cum laude. Natalie Perez, magna cum laude. Amel Mohammed Kalab, summa cum laude. Hannah Grace Wetter, summa cum laude, honors college. Angelica Judith Malakara, summa cum laude. The following students will be receiving a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Dance. Sarah Ruby Glick, magna cum laude. Madison Emily Scheidler, magna cum laude. Brenna Marie Campanero, magna cum laude. Riley Kathleen Saab, summa cum laude. Erica Marie Gerlando, summa cum laude. Leela McLeod, summa cum laude. Sydney Nicole Marsh, magna cum laude. Natalie J. Abreu, cum laude. Shelby M. Bakota, summa cum laude. Emily Lauren Cornish, summa cum laude. Molly E. Wiedmeyer, summa cum laude. Leah Nicole Barco, summa cum laude. Madeline Romanoff. Alexandria Mahalia Francois. Vanessa Charlize Wiggins. Evangelina Marie Sandoval, magna cum laude. Saja Simone Kehoye, cum laude. Samantha Emily Shank, cum laude. Athena Amanda Lambos, magna cum laude. Jessica Elizabeth Sullivan, magna cum laude. Sarah Madison Gordon, magna cum laude. Lucy Emmeline Atkins Hammer. The following students are receiving a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Digital Filmmaking. Emily Marie Arce. Kate Delaney Rotunda, magna cum laude. Jonathan Isaac Berkowitz, magna cum laude. Alice C. Almiron, magna cum laude. Margot Elizabeth Maxwell, summa cum laude, Honors College. Cody Joseph Lawrence, summa cum laude. Alex Lane, magna cum laude. Parth Murate, magna cum laude. Jackson Alexander Clark, magna cum laude. Sarah Suzanne Brotman, summa cum laude. Kazia Nicole Barnaby, cum laude. Eva Valerian, cum laude. Anshul Unish Mahapu, summa cum laude. Devana Brockman, cum laude. The following students will be receiving a Bachelor of Music in Music. David A. Shars. Jessica Danielle Vargas, summa cum laude. Sean Harris DeKaiser, summa cum laude. Aaron Christopher Benfer, summa cum laude. Benjamin Ryan Blanchard, summa cum laude. Matthew Nicholas Malik, summa cum laude. Mary Catherine Wilmot. Stephen Franklin, magna cum laude. Lindsay Paige Spitzer, summa cum laude. Samantha Marie Lawback, cum laude. Michael Frank Lazaro, magna cum laude. Bobby Wheel. Thomas Edward Piakowski. Ben Harris, summa cum laude. Anita Goshevska, summa cum laude, Honors College. Michael Edward Capabianca, summa cum laude. Kieran Bonsignore, magna cum laude. Jason Douglas Capehart Jr., summa cum laude. E. Marino, summa cum laude. Walker Bryant Harris, summa cum laude, Honors College. Janai Vasquez Diaz. Shayna Rose Karina, magna cum laude. Claire Elizabeth Oplinger, summa cum laude. Peter Henderson. Jacob Maxwell Barry. Gerard Brown Epstein, magna cum laude. Robert Linnell, summa cum laude. Daniel Jacob Nathanson, magna cum laude. Jonah Harrison Knapp, cum laude. Noel Valario, magna cum laude. Charlotte Rose Vickers Heimowitz, cum laude. Hannah Vasco, cum laude. Jason Thomas Procaccini, cum laude. Bridget Madeline Heitman, magna cum laude. James Carl Knappik, summa cum laude. Justin E. Vito Belli, summa cum laude. John William Patton, summa cum laude. Caleb Joseph Hines, summa cum laude. Matthew Renzo. The following students are graduating with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theater. Spencer Garland Kramer, summa cum laude. Donovan Robert Kazakov. Sasha Nicolaveda Manzetti. Taj Elijah Moshe Burrows. Magna cum laude. Sophia Rose Egglesberg, cum laude. Wiley Bryce Kimmelman. Samir Io Baldwin, cum laude. Sophia Maria Giovannis, cum laude. Piper Bell Rumby, summa cum laude. Valeria Perez Gallego Cantu. Joyce Maimai Zay, summa cum laude. Ivana Vinay Wallace, magna cum laude. Sky Marie Stringer, summa cum laude. Jonah O'Hara David, magna cum laude. Isaac Tremblay Anderson, magna cum laude. Dallas Bradford, magna cum laude. Tabia Sarah Woods, summa cum laude. Bev Aurora Freeman, cum laude. Kristen Marie Pedersen. Mackenzie Kirsten Zachary, magna cum laude. Marcus Raymer, cum laude. Marissa Shaljian Lemberg, summa cum laude. Molly Erin Kerr. Emily Grace Deans, magna cum laude. Caitlin Elizabeth Ostrowski, magna cum laude. Noah Danielle Smith, cum laude. Reed Oka McLaurin.
It's now my great honor to recognize those students from the Mason Gross School of the Arts who have completed their work toward the Master of Fine Arts, Master of Music, and the Master of Dance Education. These names will also be read by the managers.
Master of Fine Arts in Visual Arts, Robert Isidore Ackland. Sasha Vega. Nora Ann Normile. Deborah K. Cartwright. Carrie Marie Schneider. Nisreen Bodo. Julia Ramirez. Madison Page Meredith. Megan Kathleen Midgley. Audra Hofacker. Allie Ferry. Nichelle Amanda Matthew. Carolina Rose Holmstrom. The following students are receiving a Master of Music in Music. Solomon Albert. Victor Lepre Morera. Graves Ford Lambert. Francesca Marie Henry. Carl William Mueller. Michael Floyd Laporte. Salvatore M. Quarantino. Benjamin Kaufman. Suzanne Elizabeth Francis. Nadine Beatrice Silverman. Michael Stephen McCormick.
Finally, I'd like to recognize the success of our Doctor of Musical Arts students. The names will be read by Rebecca Cypress, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs. They will be hooded by Robert Groman, Coordinator of Graduate Studies and Assistant Teaching Professor in the Music Department, and Karina Brooke, Teaching Instructor in Music.
The following graduates are receiving the Doctor of Musical Arts. Laura Fallon, Doctor of Musical Arts in Euphonium Performance, Major Professor Aaron Vanderbeek. Mark Hughes, Doctor of Musical Arts in Trumpet Performance, Major Professor Kenneth DiCarlo. Michaela Shiwong Bertelson, Doctor of Musical Arts in Percussion Performance, Major Professor Joe Tompkins. Hillary Ann Hobbs, Doctor of Musical Arts in Opal Performance, Major Professor Andrew Adelson. Santiago Lomelin Urrea, Doctor of Musical Arts in Piano Performance, Major Professor Vladimir Valyerovich. Alexander Lee Bowie, Doctor of Musical Arts in Piano Performance, Major Professor Daniel Epstein. Ji Tang, Doctor of Musical Arts in Piano Performance, Major Professor, Min Kwan. Doctor of Musical Arts in Music Education, Major Professor, Stephanie Cronenberg. Juyun Lee, Doctor of Musical Arts in Piano Performance, Major Professor, Daniel Epstein. Jungwon Yoon, Doctor of Musical Arts in Violin Performance, Major Professor, Todd Phillips. Stephanie Anastasia Tubiolo, Doctor of Musical Arts in Choral Conducting, Major Professor, Patrick Gardner.
I would also like to congratulate our MA and PhD candidates whose degrees will be conferred by the School of Graduate Studies. Would they please come to the stage for congratulations if they are present, and their names will be read by Dean Sibus.
Ethan Charles Isaac, Master of Arts in Composition. And Christopher D. Opperman, Doctor of Philosophy in Composition, Major Professor, Christopher Dahl.
All right, let's give it up for all of our graduates. And now, I'd like to present Benjamin Blanchard, who will lead a student choir in the singing of the alma mater, the words for which are printed on page 3 of the program. So please remain standing for the singing of the alma mater. brings the 47th Commencement Convocation of Mason Gross School of the Arts to a close. I hope that you'll join us for a reception that will take place directly outside on the plaza of the Civic Square. I also want to thank the Rutgers Scarlet Knight Trombones under the direction of Professor Conrad Herwick. Let's give it up to them. Finally, I want to thank everyone who's had a hand in putting together this afternoon's ceremony. Most of all, our Academic and Faculty Affairs Coordinator, Alexis White. And I also want to thank all of our faculty and staff for their hard work in helping our graduates reach this point. But most of all, I want to thank all of you for being here and for the countless ways in which you've nurtured and supported our graduates along their way. One final housekeeping item. Audience, please remain in place until the faculty and students have filed out of the theater. And now finally to the graduates, may the world be kind to you and may you be kind to the world, taking with you the skills, the training, and the pride of accomplishment that comes from being a graduate of Mason Gross. And while you may be leaving us, you'll always have a home here on the Banks, along with an important role to play in upholding the values and the excellence that define Mason Gross and Rutgers. And I can't wait to see how you live out that responsibility. Congratulations again, Mason Gross, class of 2023.